Good morning, welcome to Pyjama Preaching for Wednesday, the 17th of February. And we look at another couple of verses from Will You Come and Follow Me If I But Call Your Name by John Bell. Will you let the blinded see? And I ask myself the question, who are the blinded? Are those the ones yet to know Jesus? Or as John Newton wrote in Amazing Grace, I was blind and now can see. And it wasn't a blindness of inability to see anything. It was an inability for him to see the horrors and evils of the slave trade. And if I but call your name. So Jesus just calls you and you're equipped already. No years of theology. And calls your name. Doesn't that also give us the assurance that Jesus knows each one of us personally? Not just, oh, you over there. Or when, as in Mondays, when he called the fishermen, come follow me. Will you set the prisoners free and never be the same? So what sort of prisoners are we thinking about? Ones without bars? Or ones actually physically in prison? But who are the ones without bars? The prisoners due to domestic violence, racial violence, wars, poverty, starvation. What other ones can you think of? Do add comments. Expand my knowledge, please. And in the whole notion of amazing grace, my chains have gone, I've been set free. And thanks to Sharon on Sunday last, led wonderful worship and used the words of amazing grace. And a modern version where there are, my chains have gone, I've been set free. And I suppose also that reminds me of And Can It Be, where there's this moment where we raise our arms to show that the shackles of evil have gone because we have Jesus in our lives. Next one's a challenge, and especially now when we think about COVID, will you kiss the leper clean and do such as this unseen? Because it's all well and good when people sort of make grandiose things about something, so it's all about claiming credit for stuff. But it's like when we have been clapping for the NHS staff. But also we've been clapping for the unseen people, the ones who are way behind in the background, but working so hard. You know, the cleaners, the taxi drivers. I mean, my taxi driver, Mike, has been amazing throughout the whole thing. And finally, admit to what I mean in you and you in me. Have we reached that moment of putting Jesus first, others second, and ourselves last? And have we understood what Jesus actually means to us? And I think with lockdown, and with the depression, anxiety, and other emotional stuff that's been pushed down and packed down and then bubbles back up again. The next verse, will you love the you hide? If I but call your name. There's obviously lots of stuff that we don't like about ourselves. And do we hide that away? But Jesus, the Bible tells us, looks deep into our souls, into our hearts. So how's your soul today? And let's not forget that God knew us in the womb. The psalmist writes this, and also Jeremiah. Chapter 1, verse 5 says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. For Jeremiah is saying, I appointed you a prophet to the nations. And all that from that point in time, because God is outside of time. Will you quell the fear inside and never be the same? Sometimes we are anxious and we do need to change. And it's facing our anxieties and facing our fears. And bless them, the NHS in this country have got counselling services, talk works, and lots of mental health facility that you can use, especially now during lockdown and COVID, that's online. Don't suffer in silence. Tell other people, contact your GP, that's what they're there for. Will you use the faith you're found to reshape the world around? Because faith isn't just for ourselves, it's to share. Jesus gave it that way. And the world around, well, with lockdown, what about just in our local community? What in those people who are just a message away or a telephone call away? Is there a hymn somewhere that says, we are God's hands and feet and far more? And reshaping that world, John Bell says, through my sight and touch and sound, in you and you in me. What a great promise. So Lord, make us all channels of your peace through what we see and how we react to that. Through our touch, even with COVID, touching people's lives just through our prayers. And through sound, through our conversations that are in you, Lord, and also because of your love and grace in me. Amen.